So in the month of July in Vegas, we saw prices go down $15,000 for median home value. What did it do in August? Is it deja vu all over again? Stick around to the end of the video to find out. Hey everyone, it's Russell Haber with the Russell Haber Group at eXp Realty here in Las Vegas, and we are having a fun summer here with weather and monsoon season. So what happened in August in the real estate market? Was it as crazy as the weather? Answer short, yeah, kind of weird. So in the month of August, we saw prices for median home values go down again. So originally before July, they were 480,000, then they went down to 465,000. And then last month they went 450,000. So is the sky falling? No. Is it a bit of a correction that we're seeing? Yes. So what we're seeing here is what we've been talking about for a while, is that consumers have really pump the brakes, buyers pump the brakes, just because of with interest rates shooting up so fast, everyone being affected by inflation and feeling it in their pocketbooks. It just came to a point where they kind of just started pumping the brakes on it, right? So we saw prices go down, right? So we saw them go down to 450,000 for the median home value. We saw inventory keep going up. So we're a little over 3.1 months for single family homes, right? So we're seeing a steady incline month over month. We saw closed sales for last month actually drop about 38% for single family homes. So a little over 2,000 single family homes traded hands. So like when you look at the last 2 months, July and August, when you look over the last 24 months, it was the biggest drops that we saw, right? We also saw sellers list to sales price go down. So what price you listed for, what it sells for. So last month it was 98.1%, and 1 year ago it was 101.1%, right? So what does this mean for buyers and sellers? What does it mean for the market moving forward? So Dr. Lawrence Yun, who is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, kind of gave his recap of the month of August. One of the things that he highlighted actually was looking at the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, and seeing that it has come down, right? Not majorly, but it's come down from 9.1 to 8.5. And so his feeling is that the worst of inflation is behind us. So hopefully that is true, right? We all hope that. But usually, we see that lagging, right? We're going to see it in the next month or two, how that fares with it. So what does it mean for you as a buyer, right? Is this now a good time for you to buy a home? So you got to look at it a couple different ways. Like if you're renting, right? We've all seen rents are insane, and the landlords are charging basically whatever they want, and so if you're renting, you definitely want to be able to own something so you can get yourself a piece of equity and start building wealth with that too as well. If you are selling a home and you need to sell a home and move elsewhere, the good news is you have more options now, right? So with the amount of homes, like I think last week we had over 1,200 homes, new homes come to the market, right? So sellers had the longest problem of, all right, I could sell my house for a lot of money, but then where do I go, right? I could sell at the top, but then what am I gonna do, right? Well, now you have options, right? So that's a good thing, right? So you can still get a lot for your home because, depending on when you bought it, right? So you can still cash out on that equity. And then whether you're buying a resale home or a new home, you're going to have more options. Builders now have a lot more standing inventory because their sales have declined, right? As consumers wait to see what happens. So you have more options there. And then as well in the resale market, you do too. So it's one of those things where it's like we lived in such a 2-year period of insanity, with all the other stuff. But from a real estate market, it was crazy for 2 years. We're like, we're kind of going back to normal, which is hard because, everyone has a recency bias, right? Like we can't think past the last 2 years, right? Balanced market of housing is 6 months and we've crossed over the 3-month threshold. but it feels like it's a ton because we lived in the world of like 2 to 4 weeks of housing. That's it. So it's one of those things where we're coming back to normalcy, right? We're going to see what happens with inflation, right? Interest rates that have gotten way higher than economists predicted. It's one of those things where there are options when you are looking to buy a home that we can talk about actually for being able to bring that interest rate down. And then when you're selling a home, that gives you a lot more flexibility and the ability to kind of make moves. So yeah, so long story short, like I said, it's going to be interesting the future, but it looks like we're returning to normal. So that's the good news of it. So if you do have any questions on, buying a home or selling a home or the process or kind of what's going on, deeper than this short video, feel free to reach out 702-343-6388 or send an email at russ@haberproperties.com. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.